Hey guys, so this is going to be a bit of a shorter video than what I uploaded the other day. But as many of you may have known, they revealed the new Batman game today. Gotham Knight is what it's called. And as I watched the trailer and as I watched the gameplay, it brought up to me a subject that is a very big problem going forward with games today. And that is when game series switch devs. The and with this right here is a perfect example of the problems which arise. These problems being when a game switches developers, for example, Halo, Gears of War, this, especially when WB Montreal did Arkham Origins, is it either tries to be like the other games too much, it tries too hard to be dark, it tries too hard to be gritty. It'll it or in the case of the Gears of Wars and Halos, it tries to do things no one asked for. It doesn't take the natural progression it would have taken with the original devs, despite having people who've worked on the previous games there, but there's not that many of them at at what do they call themselves, the Coalition and 343 and WB Montreal. Their last outing, Batman Arkham Origins, I wouldn't say it was a bad game, but again, it just pales in comparison to the Rocksteady ones, and that's the issue. When you have a new dev take over game series, there's usually two problems that come up. It's either trying to be like the old games and it tries too hard. It tries to do things which is in the case of like the 343 and Gears games, and actually in this too, Gotham Knight here, where it does things no one asked for. And in this, it just feels like when I look at the trailer, when I look at the gameplay, it doesn't look it looks like I guess the easiest way to describe it, it looks like a B version, or like there's almost like there's something off about it. It looks real. The game, don't get me wrong, the game looks beautiful, but when you see it in action, it just looks generic. In the gameplay, it looks generic, and it looks like they're doing this whole. They're taking the Avengers approach of a co-op game, which I'm not a big fan of. And then, which makes it even worse, man, they have player level. Well, excuse me, different levels of enemies, which again, I hate being pessimistic when it comes to new games coming out, because I get comments of you need to stop being so negative. Uh, it's only a beta. The game's not out yet. But come on, man. If the writing is on the wall, this is the only good part of the trailer, by the way. If the writing is on the wall, I'm going to read it. You guys can choose to live in that la la land. You guys can feel free to live there, but with me, if the writing's on the wall, I'm going to read it. And I want new games to be good. That part of the trailer is like the coolest part. I wish the trailer had that tone. The whole trailer had that tone, but it doesn't. And it's kind of disheartening. But it just feels the game, it's just meh. It just looks meh when you watch just the gameplay of it. It's it's a beautiful sight and what have you, but there you go. You got your enemy levels. You got your four-player co-op. I just get the impression this is going to be another game as a service or just another co-op game with zero focus, bullet sponge enemies, and the story is just going to be trash and or they're going to be like, well, we rely on a lot of environmental storytelling as well. It's I just don't get the feeling this is going to be the game that people have been waiting for. Because to me it just looks so generic. Again, it looks beautiful, but it just looks at the same it looks extremely generic. And it looks like there's been it's one of those deals where it looks you can it's one of those deals where you can someone's trying to imitate someone and you can tell they're trying to imitate someone and it just comes off as meh. It's one of those. It comes off so when's the real McCoy coming back, type of things. Because yeah, this is cool, but I want the real McCoy. But that's enough of me babbling. I want to say I hope the game turns out well, but again, I got to be realistic here. Tell me what you guys think about the game. Take it easy.